Do any of you know that feeling when you first played Stardew Valley? Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michala, and in today's video I'm going to make some spreads in my gaming journal for the game Fields of Mistria. The 1.0 release came out the other day, and I have been really itching to make some new spreads in my gaming journal for it. I have made spreads for this game before, but since it was in early access, some of the spreads I made aren't really applicable anymore, and I'd rather make new spreads now that 1.0 is out with as much information as I can, because this is one of my favorite farming sims ever. So let's light this candle and we'll get started. With that lit, let's open it up. I've already marked my pages for where I want to at least start my spreads, and you'll see here I started one off camera, but I really didn't do too much, and I've had a lot of ideas since then. So this is where I'm thinking to make my cover spread, and I think I just want to do something simple. So I printed off this little like cover of the game. I think this is what appears on Steam, and I just want to add some flowers around it. I have these fun stickers that look like embroidered flowers from Journal Say that I want to use, so let's just spread them out over here. With the 1.0 update, you can now get married in the game and even have kids. You can advance further in the mines, and there were also more town rank levels added, I believe. So I'm really excited to play. I haven't played the update yet. I've heard there were a couple bugs, so maybe me not being able to play right away is a blessing in the end. And when I play, maybe all of that will be sorted out. I hope to play today, but we will see. I do have a lot going on. My son is in school and I homeschool him, and it's a co-op. So I have a lot to do for his school and just, you know, to get everything ready. But I've been loving making spreads in my gaming journal. I've been doing them a lot off camera, and I am making a vlog where I'm going to show you a couple of the things I've done in here, and I plan to do some more videos in here soon. So hopefully you guys enjoy them. Thank you for all of the love on my last gaming journal video, my summer update. I got more views on that than I typically get. My channel's pretty small still. I mean, it's big for me, but regardless, I was really happy to hear the positive feedback on that video. It meant a lot to me. I really do just take the time to make these videos out of my pretty busy schedule just because I love to make them and I love to share. I love to share creative hobbies, and seeing a lot of you guys comment that my video inspired you to do a gaming journal really just made me happy, because that's kind of my whole point of my channel, is just anything I can do to just share with you guys or inspire you to be creative or just do a new hobby, whether or not you view yourself as a very creative person. I think everyone is creative and has potential to create amazing things. I don't even think it needs to be art. It doesn't need to necessarily be the typical things you think of when you think of creating. I am the only girl in my family with 3 brothers, and all of my brothers and I are very similar, but they all went into engineering and like biology type fields, whereas I went to school for art. But I feel like my brothers are creative in their own ways and do a lot of creative thinking when it comes to things like engineering. And video games for me are a fun way to be creative, because there's a lot of times decorating in games or puzzle solving, which is a way that kind of uses my creative brain because you have to think outside of the box. So I have a lot of reasons that I love gaming, and I hope that by sharing my gaming journal with you, I can kind of give you a little bit of insight into what games I love, why I love them, and just maybe encourage you just to have a hobby that's just for fun, even if it's not productive or whatever. I don't think hobbies need to be, and I would love to just encourage everyone to do something for fun. I think especially now that I'm a mom, it can be really hard to stop and make yourself do things for fun. If you have played Fields of Mistria, comment and let me know. Let me know what you think of it. And have you played the 1.0 update? I have been playing this game since it came out in early access, and have been loving it. I love the storyline at the inn where all of the NPCs are playing their own version of Dungeons and Dragons. And every Friday at the inn, you get to go, and if you talk to them, you hear the updates on the game they're playing, and it's just really fun. I want to start another save of this game just because the beginning of the game feels so alive. The first whole year, when you go to the inn that's in the town, kind of think of the pub of Stardew Valley. All of the villagers are in the inn and playing their Dungeons and Dragon type game, but it makes it just really feel lively and just like a lot is going on. It doesn't feel lonely in my opinion, whereas sometimes Stardew Valley felt a little bit lonely to me. But the two games don't need to be compared. A lot of people compare them, I think, just because this is a pixel art farming sim, but I do think if you like Stardew Valley, you should give this game a try. It's really fun, and I'm sure if you love Stardew Valley, like me, you've played through the first year of that game a few times and you might be ready for something new, so I would definitely recommend checking this game out. And with that, that's my cover spread. I think it's simple but pretty, and now we can move on. This spread is what I started to document all of the Romanceable characters and the gifts that they like and love. Again, I've talked about this in my past gaming journal videos, but if you think this is cheating, by all means, don't include something like this in your journal. You can just do appreciation spreads where you put your favorite characters or your favorite things you've built and things like that. You definitely don't need to put things like this if you don't want to, but I like to play through games like this. I think I played through the first year of the game without looking up too much of what the characters like and love. And now that I've played it for a while, when I sit down, I like to just kind of know and kind of make it a challenge to give them one of each thing so that it's marked off within the game. And once you've given them something they love in the game, it will reflect that. It will show you the gifts that you've unlocked that they love. So that's what this spread is for. I got all of these print offs from a Reddit spread, and I will pop up the creator on the screen and link everything I can below to give them full credit, because obviously they put together all of this beautiful information, and I have a few other things I'll be using from the same PDF. It's like an Excel sheet, and you can print off the whole thing or different pages of it. And I put this section over here. They were printed off together, and I just put them both over here so I didn't have to cut them apart. But I am planning to marry March and then maybe do a different save where I marry Caldaris, because I'm really curious what his kids would look like. For now, I think I will keep this spread as is. I'm planning to write a little bit in here, I think. I want to add Caldaris, but I don't have the same creator. I don't know if I saw their little like profile added yet, so I want to wait until I can get that, and I'll probably just add it here for Caldaris. Tea break. I have this chai tea, and I did steep 2 bags and added a little bit of milk because I didn't have coffee this morning. Okay, for this first new spread, I want to put this big background. I was thinking that it would fill the whole page, but I think I just measured incorrectly. But I already printed it out, and it's, as you can see, a pretty large image, so I don't want to waste it or anything. So I think I will still use it and put it about here. And I'm going to use this as my page to do my review and keep a little sticky note to remind me of what I last did in the game. So I do have my Filofax planner where I actually have a few little video game trackers in there, and I like to write down the last thing I did in a game when I'm playing several games at once, like Coral Island, Fields of Mistria, and Pocopia, for example. Sometimes I will forget what I was last doing in the game, and I like to write it down and make myself a note for the next time I play, just so I don't forget. It's really not all that deep, but I don't play every day, so it's helpful for me to just make notes. It makes my playtime more fun, and I think it's worth it. So I think I'll put this background, and then I cut out this cow from the game. I just printed it on regular printer paper, and then I cut it, and then I glued it to some purple paper I have. The corners are all a little bent from where I was cutting around them. And so it's on this thicker paper. This is just scrap paper I have that is like A5 paper for a ring binder. And I think I will put the cow about here and make like a flap and maybe put some washi tape. I have stickers and washi tapes from Maragona Suli, an artist who makes really beautiful, whimsical illustrations and stickers and washi tapes. And I think her stuff goes perfectly with Fields of Mistria. I've said this before. This actually is not my first journal setup for Fields of Mistria, and I love to use her stuff because I just think it goes so well. And if you don't know, Fields of Mistria, the art style is inspired by Sailor Moon, and I have a feeling that Maaany might be inspired by the same thing or something similar, because her work really goes well with Fields of Mistria in my opinion. So I think I will just glue this down. Okay, so I put my cow in here and I made it flip so I can write my review of the game on the back, just some thoughts about it, and maybe put something behind it eventually. And then over here, I just want to put room for a sticky note that, again, I can swap out. This will be where I write the things I last did that I don't want to forget. And I have a few different ones. I could do like really small or this clear kind. I like the clear kind because you could see the design through a little bit. So you do need a special pen, like a Sharpie type of pen, to write on these transparent sticky notes, but I think this will be good because you can see the imagery behind it. So I'll either put it here, or I kind of want to put it here. And then I can write notes about the game over here after I play, about things I'm doing that I don't want to forget. Like sometimes it's just like something I'm looking for in the mines that I think I will forget, or it will take me a while to remember. Something I'm crafting that I don't have all the materials for that I want to write down, things like that. Or if I'm actively giving a certain NPC their favorite gift, I'll write that here just so I can remember what my kind of goals and plans were last time I played. I think I will add a few flowers as finishing touches, same stickers as the cover spread. And there we go. Next, I want to do inspirational builds, kind of like I did in my Pocopia spreads. So I have these two larger, like, whole farm layouts that really interest me, that I thought I would put on here. And these are from Pinterest. Again, I'll link my Pinterest board so you can see where I got these. And then I have a bunch of little ones that I tried to make look like Polaroids. Let's pin down this page. I think that looks good, and I think I'll first just put a border of my washi tape at the bottom, also by Maaany. The pinks and the purples just really match this game so well. So as you can see, a lot of these builds are interiors because I want my house to look cuter. I will show you what it looks like. I'll like walk you through it. I like what I've done so far, and there's definitely some furniture items I haven't accessed yet. Either I haven't unlocked them or come across them yet. I have a lot of fun decorating in this game. The furniture selection is really fun. There are things that are more like dark academia kind of themed. There's definitely the pastel colors, of course, and there's like mermaid things and a bug collection, but that's actually really beautiful with like a butterfly rug, I think, and some other things that I really enjoy. I feel like I want some of my rooms to look kind of dark and moody, and some of them to lean more into the pinks and pastels that this game has, you know, a lot of furniture for. Okay, I cut out this little title, and I just used a pixel kind of font on Canva to make this. And I also cut out this little horse, the Mist Mare in the game. It's a mount you can unlock. And I have a new candle because my other one ran out. And this one is too tall to fit in the frame, but it is pink and bluish purple. So I thought it was very fitting. So I'm going to just glue these down, and then I think this page will be done. I can always add more later. Something I like about my gaming journal is it feels very live, like it feels like I am using it in the moment when I'm actually playing my games, and, you know, adding updates or getting ideas of things I want to add in here, because it's actually pretty functional. It's definitely a bit like frivolous. I obviously just do this for fun, but I think that is kind of how my favorite hobbies are. So we definitely could use something here. We could use another pink flower to tie it in with my other spreads. And there we go. I think this looks really cute. I might just add a little strip of like plain washi tape to kind of look like the photos are taped in here. I just kind of like that look. And there we go. Now I want to do a functional spread for the museum. I printed off a title, so I think I'll call it Collectibles, and I printed off a picture of the museum, and I did choose the winter picture because the roof was not fixed in the other pictures from the other seasons, and I thought I could just use that as an excuse to do kind of like seasonal and try to make this spread more wintry, just because the game is very seasonal. If you've played a farming sim before, it's common for the farming sims to have spring, summer, fall, and winter, and they're all about 30 in-game days-ish. And I think in Fields of Mistria they're 28 days. All of a sudden I'm forgetting. But I don't prefer winter, but Fields of Mistria has really pretty music in the winter, and there are a few crops you can plant, whereas in other games you often can't plant anything. So I still feel like the winter in Fields of Mistria is pretty lively. I probably will only do this one winter kind of spread, so I figured I would do the winter museum and then put like snowflake stickers or something if I have some. And then I have these, which I hope they fit. These are the symbols for the different areas of the museum you can donate to. There are bugs or insects, flora, fish, and artifacts. And so I'm going to put these and make them like flaps. And then when they unfold, I will put like this, for example. I'll make it so that this is an accordion. And when you fold it down, this whole Excel little checkoff sheet for all of the archaeology wing items can be in here, and I'll like fold it up and then you can like fold it back. That's my hope for this spread. When it comes to seasonal decoration, I love to use the washi tape shop sticker tapes. They have sent me a few in the past, and this is not sponsored, but I do have a discount code. If you use the code Michala10 at checkout, you get 10% off your order. So I was thinking I could use some of these because I have such nice different seasonal sticker rolls from them. So I have this one, and then I also have this one. This one's really pretty. I could put snow. First, I think I will glue this down because I'm pretty confident I just want this to be over here on this page. Tea break. I think I will use my blue plaid washi tape that I use a lot. This I actually got from Ikigai Papier, and it's made by Hedda here on YouTube, whose channel is called Mochi Bujo. She has great designs as well, and has, I believe, said at some point that she's inspired by Sailor Moon, so her art and stickers would be great for a gaming journal like this as well. I will link her stuff below, and then we'll put that up there. And I'm going to quickly look up what order these are laid out in the video game, because that will bother me if it doesn't match, I think. Okay, they are artifact, fish, flower, and then bug, like that. Okay. So I think the first thing is to tape them down where I want them so they don't move around anymore. So we'll do that with the first one and just make a little hinge. Guys, I just realized that I have this tape from Maragona that is really like, seems very fitting for the museum. It's like kind of like little artifacts and things. It's mostly books, I guess, and like light academia. So maybe I can still use this somewhere else because I do like my winter theme. But I just saw that and I wondered if I was missing an opportunity, but I think this will be fine. And these, by the way, off camera, I also just printed them, cut them out, and then glued them to a thicker paper and cut it out again, just so they would be a little bit thicker. I love making these spreads. It makes me want to play the game. and it's just such a fun game. Do any of you know that feeling when you first played Stardew Valley, like for the first time? I don't know if anyone watching this knows what I'm talking about, but I had a very similar feeling playing this game for the first time. Just this very like, almost like all-consuming, but also just like really excited. It was just different enough. I can't claim that it's the most different thing ever, but when I played it, I had such a good time. I played it on my PC. I didn't have my Steam Deck yet, and it was just so fun. I didn't want to stop playing it. And yeah, I really encourage, if you haven't played this game, to pick it up, especially if you like the look of it. I know all of the pastel colors could be off-putting for some of you that don't prefer that, but I personally think it is really great and has so much charm to it. Now let's see how we can fold this up behind here. Let's see how many folds I would have to do. So maybe I'll just do it accordion style. And now we can just glue this first fold onto here, and the rest doesn't have to be glued. And there we go. And now I'll probably just have to close it and put like the strap around the journal to help them like learn to lie flat. But I think that that is really cute so far. So let's do the other ones. I guess these could also be here. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Maybe my idea is not that great. I thought this was great, but now I'm thinking this idea would be better. Abort mission. Everyone, don't pay attention to what I just did. Pretend you didn't see that and pretend that this isn't going to show any ripped paper, but I think I can. Okay, I need you all to tell me you believe in me, that I can fix this. This is what I should have done. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, well the first one's the one where we're learning, right? But if I did that, that's less folding, less, that's better. Okay, I've learned. And I did that, and now we're gonna actually glue it down like properly. And now it'll be like this, and you can pull it like that. Okay, crisis averted. We learned, again, that will have to lie flat with some training, but that's no problem. At least now I know what I'm doing. That is much better. And there we go. Now we have the fold outs for the museum, and I really like how these turned out. They're really fun. And now I can check off all of the museum collections that I have completed. I do have some little stickers that could be cute to put on here as well. Like this one has moths, which would be cute for the bug wing one. So I think I'll just put that like right there, just for a little touch of something cuter. And for Flora, I have a few flowers. These stickers are also from Maragona Suli. And then I don't have any fish, but I have this cat that's cute, and why not? There we go. They each have a cute little sticker now. And I think that's good for now. So now we can go on to the next page. And I want to create a spread for the seasonal crops. I have this sticker that could be cool to use. I think this spread I'll just keep a little more simple. These could honestly stand to be a little bit bigger. I'm wondering if I should just print them a little bit bigger. Please hold. I printed out larger ones, and I'm thinking to do them in order: spring, summer, fall, winter, and then these are trees like that. And I think even though I could go any direction with this, my favorite season is fall, so I think I will use that washi tape just as a simple border at the top and bottom. And then I printed off some stickers that I made with a little sticker printer that I have, and I just used pictures of the pumpkins from the actual game, and we could use those to decorate. So I made these two sticker sheets on my printer, and I printed these two characters in the game in their fall outfits. The outfits change per season, and I don't know if I'll have room to put these anywhere on this spread, but I will use them somewhere for sure. I pretty much know what crops I like to plant each season in this game, but this will be really useful for when I do my second playthrough. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking of showing you guys a few different ways of how to set up a gaming journal if you would be interested. I have a mini little gaming section in my Filofax and have kind of set up samples of a gaming journal concept in a few different journals I have. So I was thinking of making a video showing different ways to set up a gaming journal next. Let me know if that is interesting to you. So I think I'll leave this page simple, and then we can do more fall decorations on the next one. And for the next one, I want to make a place to keep my animals. So this game has animal breeding, and you can get different colors when you breed your animals, like pink and gold and purple. And I have gotten a few of the more rare ones. Nothing crazy yet, but I do want to get, there are seasonal animals you can unlock as well. So I just printed this photo. It's not mine, but there's a cute, character and a barn and a chicken coop in the photo. So that's why I picked it. And I liked that it was in fall. And once I learn how to screenshot on my Steam Deck, I'll probably use my own photos from my own farm. But for now, I'm using this. But I thought I would put a big image, and I like the empty area in between. And every time I breed a new rare color animal, I'll print off a sticker of them and put them in the scene somewhere. So that's my thought for this spread. And let's see, I want to fit this on here. I have a gold alpaca that I really like, but I couldn't find an image of it. So again, I'll learn to screenshot on my Steam Deck and add more personalized elements as I go. But I did find a pink cow, and I chose a baby version to print off just because it's really cute. The mist mare horse, capybara. And I printed this image just because it's really cute with the bunny and the capybara both on the little seesaw. And yes, in this game, you can get little accessories for your animals. You can put hats on them, and you can get a few little toy things that they interact with, which I think is really fun. So let's cut off the excess and then decorate it a little bit. I don't really mind this empty space. I think I will just leave it like that and maybe put some of these fall stickers around. I want to leave room for the animals as well, so some of them I'll print small and put them further back, and some of them that are bigger I'll put probably closer to the front. Let's see, I think I'll start with a few pumpkins. Going to add a chicken just for fun. It's not a rare one, but it's really cute. And then let's add the pink cow. I think I'll put it more towards the front since it's a larger sticker. Honestly think this might be good for now because like I said, I want to get pictures of the actual animals I have. I have a blue cow, I have a gold alpaca, and a few others like that I want to add. And so until I have images of those, I think I'm going to leave it like this, and I could put some of them here is my thought. I haven't printed a title for this page, but I might do that later as well. Next, I want to do a kind of silly spread. I will show you. I printed off, I was really extra, and I made a fake wedding invitation for my wedding with my character and March. My character's name is BG. It's just a short, simple nickname I use for video games. It doesn't have a meaning, by the way. It's just something my brothers used to call me. And I printed this Polaroid of the wedding. And no, I have not married him yet, but obviously I'm going to. And I thought this would be a fun or funny thing to show you and maybe give you inspiration for making a spread yourself. So I would take a screenshot, if I were you, while you're getting married to get this effect. But they showed the wedding with March specifically in the trailer for the 1.0 update. So that's where I got that image. but I have not married him yet. And I figured I would just do like this little wedding like spread just to be kind of silly and goofy. So I have some purple paper that could really add to the look, maybe. And there we go. Okay, so I think that's cute. And I left an empty space so I can put the date in the game that we actually end up having our wedding. So, you know, like if it's like the 16th day of fall or whatever, I'll put that right there. And then I thought I could just decorate and act like this is a picture from our wedding. And I also do have this little image of the gifts that he likes and loves, even though I have that on the first spread I showed you. I just thought this would be like another place I could add it. And this one has pictures as opposed to everything listed out. And I thought that might be useful sometimes. I have my title, which you might have seen already. And then maybe I'll leave a little room at the bottom to like write about anything. I don't usually have much to write for like the video games, but just a little space can be nice. And obviously this is very like extra, but I was just having a lot of fun when I was coming up with ideas for this. So I just thought, why not? And then I have my sticker of March we could put right here. And I hope this gives you ideas of what you can do in your journal, or maybe convinces you to start a gaming journal. It's really just for fun, and I personally think it's a lot of fun. I love journals about hobbies that I'm loving because it's kind of like hobby maxing, because I'm making a hobby out of a hobby I already have. Like this case, I'm making journaling about gaming into a hobby when I already have gaming as a hobby, of course. And I just think it's fun. So there is that, and we have a few stickers left that I can use on other spreads. I mean, I could definitely add like March right there too, but I think I like this simple and then this more complex over here, and I can write something here. Again, I'll add little details when I actually play the game and experience the wedding. And then maybe a pink flower just to tie in from the other spreads. And with that, I'm done for now. I've had a lot of fun setting these up, and I can't wait to set up more as I play the 1.0 update, especially if they have any future updates. I'll probably come back in here and add more things. But with that, let's do a little flip through. First, we have the cover spread. Then the Romanceable character options. I still need to add a few. Then we have just an appreciation spread where I can write my review of the game on the back of this little cow, and I can keep track of things I want to remember on a sticky note and replace it as needed. Then we have an inspiration spread where I printed off little pictures of all of the interior and exterior decorations I want to do, including entire farm layouts, just to help me figure out how to organize my farm. Then we have collectibles for the museum where I did a winter theme, and we have the archaeology wing, the fishing wing, the flora wing, and the insect wing. Then we have a practical spread that just shows all of the seasonal crops as well as the trees, with a little note up here that just reminds me of how quickly the trees grow. They take 14 days to mature and produce fruit every 3 days. And then we have a little farm spread to show the animals and place stickers of the different color animals I breed, and I can kind of just collect them on here. And then we have a March appreciation spread where I made a pretend wedding invitation and can document little moments from marrying the character March in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you ideas of what you can do in your journal, even if you apply all those spreads to Stardew Valley or some other game. I think they are pretty applicable to most of the farming sims that I enjoy, so hopefully they will be to you as well. And as always, thank you for watching. If you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would stick around, subscribe, like this video if you liked it, and stick around for more gaming journal content. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.